It's on the deck. My name is Adam Marduna. This is my mom, China.
He is the journalist.
And she is the enthusiast.
I am enthusiastic because it's football season.
Football season. We've been waiting all summer for it to finally kick off, and now it has kicked off. We are well within the preseason in the NFL. College football has kicked off for us, so we're really excited about that. We got a big weekend ahead of us in the college rankings because
Labor Day
weekend, there's a bunch of big-time games, and then we go into the final week of the NFL preseason, which means the next week is when the regular season kicks off, and we're going live. So we're going to go with the NFL. We just wrapped up our NFC predictions in our previous episodes. We actually just did the AFC North, excuse me. Now we're going to the AFC South, and so we've got 4 teams who are a very interesting group of teams, if you will. Yeah. And we've got the Houston Texans.
Yep.
Is that the Miami Dolphins?
No, it's Jacksonville Jaguars.
Jacksonville.
The Colts. And then Tennessee.
Okay, thank you. So mom's on point right now, which is great. Thank you for that. Okay, that's why you have 2 people doing the show.
It's written down.
Well, hey, you know, hey, she got it right. I didn't. So with that, let's go ahead and dive in. Let's do our highs and lows and predictions here at the end.
Can we save the Texans for last?
Let's save the Texans for last because I think that's a good one to end on. Who do you want to start with?
I'm going to start with Jacksonville.
With this group.
Let me just say, we got a little cloud cover, and I just
And there's a little breeze.
I thank you, Lord.
If you see us sweating, it's because it's really hot and humid out here. It's August. Whew, it's hot. So anyways,
let's go back. We digress. Jacksonville. The Jaguars, I got to watch them play a little in the preseason. Hard Knocks has never gone down there. They are basically one of the last of the expansion teams in our modern era.
Yep.
They are a sleeper team, folks.
They are a sleeper team.
Jacksonville has something going on. They did a 4th quarter comeback yesterday. And I get it. It's preseason. It doesn't count, but it does matter.
Right.
There's some heart going there. They got young coaches down there.
Right.
They got nobody picking them and nobody looking for them. The high for them is that they're under the radar.
Sure.
The low for them is that their talent depth isn't there.
Right.
You got some old vets on their last legs out and a whole bunch of young Thundercats. So the depth of experience is on old legs. The new experience doesn't, the new legs don't have experience.
Right.
But that's a sleeper team for me.
It is, and they've been drafting very well as of recently. The last couple of years, they've been picking up some big name players, especially on the offensive side, and then on defense, they're still rebuilding. If there's a low, it's the fact that their defense is not quite there yet, but they're a sleeper team. They're very much under the radar. Young Thundercats with some old vets. They'll get it together. They're one of the cutie teams. There you go.
They're a cutie team.
See you in 2 years. All right, so with that, we will transition into the Titans.
Let's talk about Tennessee.
All right, Tennessee Titans. All right.
Actually, the Tennessee Oilers used to be the Houston Oilers. Then they changed the name to Titans.
Right.
I'm an Oilers fan. Okay, Tennessee. I don't know what to say about Tennessee, to be real honest with you.
Okay.
You might have to actually help me out there. I'm looking at defensively, I think they're actually a pretty strong defense.
Okay.
Offensively, I don't know what the Titans have to offer.
Okay. Well, I will just say some of the big names for them. They do have Derrick Henry. They've got, let's just say, for the 2 drafts, the 2 recent drafts, they have 2 Heisman Trophy winners on their team. Marcus Mariota is holding it down for them, and they got Derrick Henry from Alabama. So
wait a minute. I'm going to have to tell you, the heat just blanked my brain. I had so much to say about the Titans.
Yeah, I mean, the Titans have kind of a lot going on there.
For a second.
Yes, that's
Go
fine.
ahead,
that's why.
Speak, and I'll just
I'll take over this, and I'll let you pick it up. The Titans have a lot going on. They're a young team, very, very young team. And so right now they're in transition with the new head coach. They're trying to get things back in order, but they do have 2 Heisman Trophy winners on their team, and that, to their credit, they are proving me wrong. Number 1, Marcus Mariota's proving me wrong. I was a huge person saying that he was not going to be able to transition. I thought he should play receiver. I didn't like the offense he was coming out of in college. Now he is in his 2nd year, and he is doing very well. He did get injured last year with the knee, but I think he's coming with a good rebound season. Derrick Henry, I was one of those guys. I liked him in college. I liked his personality, but we all know Alabama running backs usually don't do that well in the NFL. But so far, so good, and we'll see how that how that transpires. He's a big back, and so he'll get hit a lot.
Can I jump in to redeem myself?
Yes.
They also picked up DeMarco Murray.
And they did pick up DeMarco Murray.
Cowboys and went to the Eagles.
Yes.
And went from the Eagles now to the Titans.
Right.
I actually did have something to say.
I know you did, and that's okay. That's all right. It's all right. It's hot.
Okay.
It's okay. But yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Because I agree with you. Both of us were all over Mariota. I hated what he came out of Oregon to snap the foot. There you go, Scott Frost.
Check the sideline. Yeah.
I didn't believe in him. He has proved us wrong.
Up to this point, he has done exactly what he's supposed to do.
Strong, fast, and accurate.
Right.
He's been making it happen on the ground.
Yes.
Look for a mobile quarterback out of there.
He's doing really well. So,
and if you've got if you've got a great quarterback and then you've got both DeMarco Murray and Henry,
yes,
and they do what I started with was their defense. That was the only thing I could remember for a second. I'm telling you, Tennessee Titans are a team to watch out for.
They are. They certainly are. They're making strides, and that's a team that you can't you don't want to overlook them. Okay, so with that, so we've done the Jaguars, we've done the Titans. We also have who else?
Who's on there? The Colts.
We have the Indianapolis Colts. Okay, so as we continue with this, we already know that they have Andrew Luck, but that's about it. I don't know anybody else on the roster, to be quite honest. I honestly, if they wasn't Andrew Luck, they might be one of the worst teams in the NFL. Now, I say that preseason, going into the season, whatever, but I honestly don't even know who they have.
Who's the owner of the Colts?
Jim Irsay.
Thank you.
I cannot stand Jim Irsay. I think he's the worst kind of owner that you can honestly have. He kicked out Peyton Manning, said, oh, you're old, you're washed up, can't do anything. We're moving on. And look at what happened. And everyone said, oh, well, that's the best for the future. Well, look at what happened to Andrew Luck. You threw him into the fire. Yeah, he made some noise early on, but he's ultimately been rolled through because he's all that they've had. They've had Kobe Fleener. They've had a couple other guys. Marvin Harrison's been gone. They don't have anybody over there. I'm really honestly anxious to see what's going to happen. Now, watch what happen. I'll say that, and the Chiefs will end up playing them in the playoffs like we did 3 years ago, and that's usually what happens. And then they end up with the Luck win, and that's what happens. But
let me be clear.
I do like Andrew Luck. I think he's a good quarterback. But beyond that, I don't know what they've got.
The Chiefs beat themselves in that playoff
and they
game.
did.
The Colts had lucked their way through every win.
And that was Andy Reid's first year with the Chiefs as well.
Let me be clear, that's not going to happen because I will tell you the highs and the lows. Of course, Irsay is terrible.
He's terrible.
He should be arrested. He shouldn't be allowed to own a team.
Exactly.
Andrew Luck, after you left Stanford, you just had the worst luck ever landing over there. There are people who have you as a Hall of Famer, not with the Colts.
Right,
Trust
not
me
with the
on
Colts.
this.
Thank you.
You've got to get to another team.
Yes,
and the lull is that beard that he finally shaved.
Yeah.
When the only thing people can talk about is how snaggly and nappy that beard is, it's a problem.
It's a problem.
The Colts, I just have nothing.
The defense is not very good. No, they don't have any outside threats.
You can Google their roster. Tell me you can name anybody off the top of your head.
I honestly, I don't know if T.Y. Hilton is on the team. I don't know.
It's not good.
I don't know who they have besides Andrew Luck. It's Andrew Luck or bust.
Nope.
And then we go to our final team, the Houston Texans. Your team, go ahead and get started on them because I know you got some things you want to say.
Houston Oilers. Houston Oilers. Okay, I know they haven't been the Oilers.
They're not the Oilers anymore, but okay.
We do need a Texans song. Okay, I think there's nothing but upside here.
Sure.
I mean, obviously you've got Vince Wilfork. Obviously you got J.J. Watt. Obviously you've got the best coach. Not the best coach. The Chiefs have the best coach. But you've got one of the best coaches in the league with Bill O'Brien.
Yes.
You have got just weapons on every side of it. And I'm going to tell you this. Defense wins games. Defense wins championships. You've got a heck of a defense.
They do have a great defense.
Texas.
Yes.
They had so many corners last year. They were cutting people they had no business cutting.
Right.
They got a shutdown secondary. They've got some really mean linebackers.
Yeah.
I think the upside to Houston, obviously they've got great offensive weapons, is that defense. I think you're going to be looking at one of the number 2 or number 2 defenses in the league, maybe number 2 right behind the Seahawks.
Well, I agree with you. I think the big thing for them is J.J. Watt. He is the heart and soul of that team. He's the face of that franchise. I know they did just sign Brock Osweiler, but it doesn't matter. J.J. Watt is that team. It's his team. They go how he goes. If Jadeveon Clowney can stay healthy, that defense is going to be solid. They'll be one of the best defensive teams in the league. Offensively, with Brock Osweiler, as I just said, they did lose Arian Foster, but they still have a solid run game. And they have DeAndre Hopkins outside at the receiver position. I think they'll be fine. The biggest thing for them is consistency. Will they be able to win the big games? Can they be consistent with the quarterback play and then Brock Osweiler? I think he still has a lot to prove with that big contract signing, and I still don't know. I think he did good last year in Denver, but I'm still not giving him the full benefit of the doubt. He does look good in the preseason. It is a good fit. I think it will work out, and I think Bill O'Brien is a quarterback guru as far as bringing those guys along. And he's worked with Tom Brady. He's worked with McGloin down at Penn State, who's now one of the quarterbacks for Oakland Raiders. I think he's a good offensive-minded guy as much as he is on defense.
I thought I was a Houston fan.
Hey, I just know that Houston has a lot to offer,
they really do.
This is a good team. All right, so with our last 30 seconds here, what do you have?
The rankings?
Yes.
All right, well, I'm going to go Texans number 1.
Yes.
I'm actually going to go Texans, Titans,
okay.
Jags, Colts. And listen, Texans, you're going to have to fight it out with the Titans. But Texans, Titans, Jags, Colts.
I will go Texans. I will also go Titans. I hate to do this, but I'm going to put the Colts ahead of the Jags just for the fact that I think that Andrew Luck is still a quarterback that can still win you games just by himself.
By himself.
And then
doing it by himself.
in Jacksonville, they're still young, and I don't know if they're going to be able to continue to just completely win some of those games. But it could be a flip-flop for any of those teams. So that's what I have. I know that's what you have. It's hot for us here on OTD.
It is hot.
That is it for the AFC South. Thank you. And we will continue to bring you more updates as we continue on with this. And we want to say we appreciate your time, and thanks for watching, folks.